A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. All praises to Almighty Allah and also salat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Dear winners of Ramadan Quran Recitation Competition 2019, who are the main component of this ceremony, all the distinguished guests who has spared their valuable time for this event, and the parents who took extra pain to bring their children during the competition and as well as today to attend the prize giving ceremony, and finally all the volunteers of this Ramadan Quran Recitation Competition who work tirelessly day and night to give the event a better shape. To all of you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Quran Recitation Competition, you know, it ran for 2 days, 18th and 19th, and those who has attended during the competition, it was so heart-touching to listen the verses from the Holy Book of Quran through the sweet voices of our younger generations. May Almighty Allah reward them all. In many verses of Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encourages us to compete for the good and righteous deeds. Like in Surah Baqarah, ayat number 148, it is said, "For each religious following is a direction towards which it faces. So raise to all that is good. Wherever you may be, Allah will bring you forth the judgment. Altogether, indeed, Allah is over all things component." Again in Surah Ma'idah, ayat number 48, it said, "Had Allah willed, He would have made you one nation, but He intended to test you in what He has given to you, so raise to all good deeds." If you see the first verse, then that means you have to do the competition for the righteous and the good deeds. And in the second verse, it says that if Allah will, Allah could have made you all same, like one nation. So with this one, you can imagine that although for this competition we have to award first, second and third, but everybody cannot be the first. There is some for this the competition, someone will be second, someone will be third. But in the eyes of Allah, you have put your best effort, you have tried your best, so you are the first in your own competition. So take it as a reward from Allah for the life hereafter. In this holy month of Ramadan, the competition was mainly how correct and accurately you can recite the Holy Quran. And I believe that this is the best and the highest competition of the good deeds, because you are reciting from the Holy Quran and you are competing how accurately and how correctly you can recite the Holy Quran. And now to say something about the event, this is the third time we are running this competition on behalf of Al-Tazkira, the Victoria, and we have noticed that every year we have almost 50% increase of the participant. Like last year we had about 180 participants, and this year we have 251 participants, and some of the participants came all the way from Pakenham, then Kobar, and as well as the west and south. So it is a really very encouraging event, and the main aim of organizing this event is to create a bonding between the Holy Book of Quran with our younger generation. This event will be considered successful when our younger generation will live with the Quran, pass their days as per the guidelines mentioned in the Quran. On behalf of the organizing committee, we accept that we had a lot of limitations, we have a lot of shortcomings during running the event. May Allah forgive us all. Finally, we need your dua in future. With this, I declare the opening ceremony of this prize giving event. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Farooq Ahmed, for wonderful speech. And I echo Brother Farooq Ahmed's, speech as well. We seek, your forgiveness for our shortcomings, and we seek your dua so that we can, inshallah, improve, year by year, and we can keep this legacy behind us when we leave this world. We can leave this sadaqah jariyah for our future generation, so that we can gain, soul from the grave, from life hereafter, inshallah. So now, without delaying, further, I would like to, start listening from our distinguished guest, and I would like to request Mr. Clifford Ibarli, Social and Economic Inclusion Lead, to come and say a few words for us. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of our CEO at Wyndham City Council, the Mayor and our councillors, I'm really pleased to be here today to represent the local government in this area, and pleased to be here with our other distinguished guests as well. My message today is quite simple. I think we all know that we live in a world that likes to create divisions between people and to divide people, sometimes by race, sometimes by migration status, sometimes by how much money people have or don't have. And our council has been very concerned about these types of divisions, and they've created a position within the council that I've been privileged to hold for the last few months, which is really about how we create one Wyndham, where people can come together across things that might divide us, and think about the types of opportunities that we can create for everyone who lives in this community. So we're doing some really specific work to support young people to find local employment and training opportunities and get them into jobs. And we're looking more broadly across the types of services that we provide for people in our community, again, to support people to connect in work and community life. So it's a great privilege to be here today. If you've come here and you're living in Wyndham and you've come from overseas, and no one has welcomed you to our community, then the first thing I wanted to do is to welcome you and say that it's great that you've made a home here, and we hope that you continue here for a very long period of time and find the opportunity and success that we're really focused on creating over the next 5, 10, 15 and 20 years and beyond. Thank you so much for your time, and again, it's a real privilege to be here. Thank you.
I would like to thank, on behalf of the audience, for your, very short but very powerful message. And definitely, we Muslim or our community also want to be part of, the social inclusion, and we want to live in peace and harmony. And thanks for your time on a Saturday evening, sacrificing your personal time and things like that. And please convey our gratitude to your CEO and also other council members as well. Thank you. Now, I would like to request my favorite, beloved brother Muhyiddin, the President of Islamic Council of Victoria, to come and say a few words for the audience. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on this gathering. We always invoke His blessings. Without His blessings and permission, nothing will occur. And also I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land we meet on and pay my respects to elders both past, present and future. As Muslims, we are always taught wherever we travel that we acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we meet. And even during our Rasulullah's time, when we went across to Medina, he acknowledged the people of Medina and the support they gave him. Similarly for us as Muslims, we have a big history with the First Nation people, We have a history of over 400 years. Even before the European settlers came to Australia, Muslims came across from Afghanistan and Indonesia. And if you go to the Northern Territory, there is still the oldest mosque there. And it's something, as young children, a message I want to give you is you must acknowledge the First Nations people. This is important as Muslims, that we acknowledge their presence here and their rights as well. I always have pleasure in coming to functions organized by the Bangladeshi community, and I'm sorry I got late because I was there on the other side at Notting Hill, because normally I go there at Notting Hill for every function. I was seated there and waiting, thinking, what's happening? Nothing is coming. No one is coming across. I rang Brother Milon and I thank you. I made it here. I'm so sorry about coming late. Normally, as an academic, punctuality is very important, and that's something that I always respect and value. Now, my message to you, as the brother mentioned earlier, he said, it doesn't matter where you come from or what your status is in life, whether you're rich, poor, black, white, brown, or whatever it is. The main thing is your taqwa. And that comes from our respect to our faith, our respect to our community elders, and our respect to the country we live in. And as such, you have participated in a competition, and there is no winners or losers. All of you are winners. There will be a first person, second person, third person. But end of the day, you're all winners because you are reading the beautiful book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And take that as pride that you can do it and you can achieve more with it. Use that as your guide, and I'm sure Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with it. So may I congratulate all the children who have taken part, because it's a wonderful experience when you face an audience and you're able to recite from the Holy Book. It's also a learning curve for you when you go into your schools and your school programs, and even when you go to universities, to be able to speak in public. And what a better way to start than with the Holy Book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, congratulations to everyone, and may I congratulate the organizing committee as well for the wonderful work they've done, because you are our treasure. We are getting old, you are our treasure. You are our future. And it's important that the guidance and support is given to you. I have to leave early because I've got another function to attend at ICV, because we have young people who went astray but who have now realized and come back together into the fold. And it's also for us to support them as well. So please forgive me if I leave early from this function. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Muhyiddin, for wonderful speech and very strong message, also recognizing the traditional owner of the land. We must, recognize the traditional owners wherever they are. And unless we recognize them, we would not be recognized by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. So we need to recognize. And also the message you have given the kids sitting here, there is no winner or loser, definitely. Everybody is a winner, and you are our treasure. We will be leaving you guys behind to keep, the Islam running, to keep, the faith moving on, inshallah. So with that note, I would like to request our very distinguished guest, Brother Anwar Al-Sauli, the House Secretary of Saudi Embassy, Australia. Please welcome Brother Anwar.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. The scholar who said that if you want to talk with Allah, you start praying. If you want to listen to Allah, you start reading the Quran, because Allah have put what he wants from you in the Quran, in those verses. So it's Allah talking to you. Those are the words of Allah. The words of Allah are very special, that Allah, when He wants to send His message, He just sent it to great people. He started with Adam, then He followed up with other prophets, and He reached Moses and Jesus, and then He reached to Prophet Muhammad. He chooses Prophet Muhammad to take this great word to the people, and he chooses as well us to memorize those words. So if you've been chosen, you've been memorizing this Quran, because Allah has said that when Allah al-hafidhun, and how is it going to be kept? It's going to be kept by memorizing this Quran, from not changing and from not changing, keeping it in our heart, memorizing it. So Allah chooses who He wants to. He chooses the greatest people to memorize His Quran. And He chooses the families that they're gonna be wearing the crown of Waqar at Judgment Day. The kids who memorize the Quran, the father and mother is gonna be wearing the Taj of Waqar, which is called the crown of Waqar, on that Judgment Day. So you have to be chosen. But I want my advice to my brothers and sisters that they make sure that the kids learn the meaning of those words, because the meaning of those words will change the behavior of the children. They will make them a better citizen in Australia. They will make them a better father, better son, a better neighbor. Because on those days, Medina days, we have the Prophet Muhammad has non-Muslim, Jew and Christian neighbors, and they were living in harmony and happy together without having any problem. But if you don't know the meaning, you'll take it from context, and we'll have those extremists, and we're going to have those terrorists that trying to do in all faith, not only Islam. We're going to have those in Christianity or in Judaism or in Islam who take it out of the context, those words. So I'm saying that the meaning of those words are more important to make our kids a better citizen in Australia. And you are one of the most luckiest people who traveled from their Muslim country and came to Australia. Because Australia, you can practice whatever you want. You can worship, you can do your practice, Islamic practice, and do everything as an Australian citizen, and be part of this country and be part of building this country. So, Jazakumullah khair for having me. I would just want to ask to thank at the end IBTC and Brother Rafiq for having me here, and Jazakumullah khair for doing the effort to make sure that your kids memorize the Quran. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Anwar, for your time, and also the very powerful message you have given to us. We need to understand the message what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given through our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we need to understand and also replicate that in our lives so that we can live with peace and harmony the way Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam did live in his time. So with that note, we'll just go to the next session or next event program. So there will be now the prize giving ceremony, and Brother Muhyiddin has is to leave. So I would probably request you to stay another 2-3 minutes so that you can distribute at least be part of one group, if you don't mind, brother. I know you have pressure, but inshallah you will be able to make. So. Okay. So the request has come with I think there are 1 or 2 parents, they wanted to say a few words, if I am not wrong. Is there any parents would like to say a few words for the kids or for us or whoever, Is there anyone like that? Did somebody want to tell a few words for us? Okay. Alright, it's a surprise. That's a surprise to me because I've been just told, few parents. Oh, you want to tell? Okay, brother, please come. Yeah. No, yeah. If you can please tell me.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Abdul Jalil. My kids have participated here. So I thought none of us was volunteering, so at least I thought one of us will volunteer. I enjoyed the session so far. I'm just going to echo Brother Anwar, what he said, just not elaborating, I can't add much, but I thought I will just re-emphasize, reiterate again. Now this was a recitation competition where it was, I think, based on Makharij and Tajweed and the memorization. Also, it's very important, as Brother Anwar said, to understand the meaning and the tafsir and what message Allah is trying to tell us. Unless we do that, we can't really be the living example of Quran. Now we can always ask, what's the best translation of Quran? What's the best translation of Quran? We have different languages, but what I would say is the best translation of Quran should be we ourselves. So for us to have the best translation of Quran, we should understand the meaning, the tafsir, and also what message Allah is trying to tell us. So Allah has very clearly said in the Quran, Kitabun anzalnahu ilayka mubarakun liyadabbaru ayatihi wa liyadhakkara ulul albab. Correct? So which means this is a book, blessed book, which Allah has asked us to not only memorize, ponder over it, contemplate, reflect. So for us to ponder over it and understand the presence of Allah, we should understand the words and the meanings and the explanations of the tafsir of for the Quran, the message. So I think in this day and age, that's what is missing. That's what I think the brothers were also mentioning. Harmony is missing. Now we don't know our neighbors well, we don't know the other religions, we don't know how to live in a multicultural environment. That's what is really required, not only in Australia, all over the world. So I think that one of the best powerful tool to achieve that is the Quran, which is in our hand today. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Jazakallah khair, brother. Brother Abdul Jalil, did you say your name is? Abdul Jalil. Abdul Jalil, if I did not heard it wrong. Okay, Jazakallah khair. That was really good message, and I appreciate, somebody did put up the hand to say a few words. Otherwise it would have been a little bit embarrassing for me because I announced, and I was feeling shy as well and shaking. What did I say? Why did I say that? Okay, without going further to that discussion, I would like to start the prize giving ceremony, and because Brother Muhyiddin is to leave.